Universal thoughts of all beings, seeing what I'm seeing, so you can realize and recognize how it's planned.
It started off at 13, breaking all the rules, cutting school and burning it up at my brother's school. Now I'm on the 5 money, take a yak, but 30 fast about all the things that dirt gets. Roaming in the streets with my peeps and then they eat, they creeping. I take up my Pacific trail leaving. Sometimes it's just getting before that elephant. I was so young that getting locked was irrelevant. Getting over the bag, taking cash on the street, bringing the mailbox on the first 15. And yo, my favorite was the orange box cutter. Just opening it up, forget it, the body sucker. Talking shit, talking about murder. At age 15, I got my very first word, and now it's time to get it on with society. Click on any post that be out.
A little bad boy, you who went against the grain, trying to make a little name. Got caught up in the game. I didn't recognize I was part of the statistics. Why did someone kick the ballistic? When I turned 16, kid, I thought I knew it all. I followed Lodan show. I made my own call, so I started moving with the click sick juvenile. We grew up in the system with rap sheets around. I got drug possession and burglaries. I got 81 felonies with a string of armed robberies. It doesn't matter what you done to do with. Doing the dope crimes, being charged as a kid. I slid in new directions, I got cash on my mind. 17 now, I need the cream and that's the bottom line. It ain't hard to find, just linking with one of my mans. Someone who's real, somebody who I consider fan. So my man named Shake, he make mad bait. He drive from South Flint to New York with fake gas tanks with open. He's mad paid to still live in Gowanus amongst the sharks and piranhas. So I got with him, now my pockets looking right until we got stopped one night, jumping on the turnpike, flashlights is behind us. He said what we're fine. Now here they come with a team of trucks that canine. So I guess I never see that condo to talk garages. I try my head and said I wish I never had charges. For all brothers who wanna see green, but not green correctional facility. Just keep your head up and make that cream and demand to the best of your ability. They got me caught up. Goddamn, they keep slipping. They got me locked up by the 15 for that last shipment. Call my mama and my shorty. Tell them daddy been naughty. People do the damn things when they build the 40s. I'm 21, I'm a man now, so I can stand trial now. Regret living the life of a foul child. Maybe in the love would have been cool when I really was on school back in the day when I used to break mad food. Now I'm walking in the cell, no bail, catching hell, fear. You turn the bed, forget my girl, she ain't sending no bail. They try to play ya, I hang ya, I keep my banger riding on prison buses, giving judges the middle. I blame my boss, but sometimes should talk to your dad. Put me on that straight path, and I know that path. Word to my mama, she tried to teach me. My uncle tried to preach me, but he ain't get through. Me and my mommy said street degrees, sure teach over my brother. There's no honor among thieves, so I participated in the paper chase. It was sort of race, because now I'm caught up in the wrong place. Crime ruled everything around me. Catching charges, mama bail me out now. A local bad boy, you. Who went against the grain, trying to make a little name. Got caught up in the game. I didn't recognize I was part of the statistics. Why didn't someone kick the ballistic? A local bad boy, you. Who went against the grain, trying to make a little name. Got caught up in the game. I didn't recognize I was part of the statistics. Why didn't someone kick the ballistic? What up, man? Brothers, man, you gotta recognize the dependencies of lives in 95.
I was despised and rejected, beyond disrespect, into my own afflicted. Why didn't they listen to me? The greatest sacrifice no other man could ever give. I gave my life and soul, knowing it would make you live. Spirit was willing, with my flesh I had to overcome. I asked my father, pass this cup, I was the only one to do his will fulfill the scriptures to perfection. Lay down my life in the hope of reconciliation. Christ is on his way. Will you be waiting for me? Christ is on his way. Will I find thee? Christ is on his way. And no reason of you. Christ is on his way. Will you be ready for me? Christ is on his way. Christ is on his way. I've been the sins of many. Christ is on his way. How could you do this to me? You only have I known. My sheep was lost in this world. To you my love was shown. I can't give repentance, forgiveness of your sins to be a prince and savior. But you won't let me in. Instead you delivered me unto the enemy with all your blasphemies. How could you do this to me? Stiff necked and stuck in your ways, you broke the covenant. You only got a few days before I make my judgment. Oh, forgive them, for they know not what they do. What they do, what they do. I will live with the face to face till I turn it back to you.
Yo, you thought I wasn't coming back? Imagine that, watch the sky crack when I attack and held back. The winds from the four corners, and you were gonna watch my battle axe get bloody. No one above me, to please them to choose me, to bruise me, but nothing could move me. You refused me, like you never knew me. I didn't have to do it when I carried your iniquity, your wickedly witchery. And you don't remember me, the whole world watched on my name. They lied, denied that I died, so they pierced my side. Now I will return to burn and unlearn, but the whole world heard
Everything I do for the Lord. If I be, I be for Christ. If I die for Christ, no matter the price. Understand it. I present my body as a living sacrifice.
That's right.
Repent, for the kingdom of the Lord is at hand. The coming of Yahweh is not. And he prophesied when he was going to be born and died. I hold cats realize that there ain't much time. First foremost, say hoes, keep guards up close with the mama of the Most High. He's not a man that he should lie.
now I will return to burn and unlearn, but the whole world heard everything I do for the Lord.
Christ is on his way. Will you be ready for me? Christ is on his way. Will I find faith in thee? Christ is on his way. And all this confusion. Christ is on his way. Establish eternal righteous ruling. Christ is on his way. Will you be ready for me? Christ is on his way. Will I find iniquity? Christ is on his way. I bear the sins of many. Christ is on his way. How could you do this to me? Christ is on his way. I'll be sending to me. Ain't gonna take it from me. It's just you better. I'm in the system. Straight up salvation. Ain't gonna take it from me. Ain't gonna take this 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 from me.
Welcome to another Testimony Friday. Thank you guys for being here. Could have been any place, but you chose to be here tonight. Thank you. It's deeply appreciated. You guys are not just numbers. You guys are family. We are a village. We're here to be there for one another, pray for one another, help one another. So let's get on with the hashtags. We have 4 hashtags in the village. First hashtag is no more, be the change. It takes a village. Visitation rights are not for fathers, they are for inmates. No more. Today is the day that you decide to take your life back and hand it over willingly, freely to our Lord and Savior. Today is the day that you will no longer be abused. Today is the day that you choose to have intention. You choose to have direction. You choose to have function. Today is the day that you pick up that award called accountability. Stop passing the buck. Today is the day that we waste no more time. No more. Be the change. Way too often we're pandered to when it comes to making our communities better. We have these politicians and all of these different people that say that they can make the community better, and they never do. The community is always the same. Who better to change the community than the people that lives in it? Who better to know what the community needs than the people that lives in it? It's kind of sort of like the concept of church. We tend to think that church is a building. Church is a physical place that you can go to when it was always meant to be you. You are the church. So no matter where you are, you carry it with you. You are that living temple. You are that community. You know what the community needs because you breathe, live the community. So why do we wait for someone else that does not live in our community to be the catalyst to start something better that our community might need? Whether it be love, togetherness, support. We know what the community needs. So damn it, be that change that the community needs. We move on to be the change. Oh, that was be the change. We move on to it takes a village. Each person is a brick. Each person has a job to play, just like each brick has a specific place to be, has a specific function. We no longer have that community. We no longer have that support system. It's gone. Everyone is running for their own, trying to get mine. For the OGs, I'm running for Delph. Nobody wants to look out for each other. No one wants to put or give that hand to help their fellow man. It's all about me getting mine. Why should I help you? Because you know why? One day you're going to need help. And that same vibration that you put out will turn around and come back to you. So when we talk about village, we talk about inclusiveness, togetherness, security, love, patience, long-suffering. Those are just a few pillars in which we talk about, right? Also, we talk about if one of us falls on a hard time, the rest of the community steps in to help. That's far removed from where we are today. This is what we're trying to create here and duplicate it. So anyone that tells you they did it by themselves, they a lie. Everyone needs somebody. So don't let your ego or your pride get in front of you. Last and certainly not least, it is visitation rights are not for fathers, they are for inmates. Ladies, for some reason, whatever the reason is, your child's father and you didn't work out. And a lot of the times you're angry. Him too. But the difference between the anger is you have a system that caters to you. You have a system that caters to your dysfunction. The system doesn't cater to our dysfunction. In fact, it is against it. The system caters to your dysfunction. In fact, the system allows you to use it as a tool for vengeance, as a tool for strife, anger, malice. And as you are setting that into motion, you're creating an environment that is not cohesive for your child, for our child to learn. If the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. If it does, listen. You're angry for whatever reason. I get it. Breakups are not good. Breakups are hard. You have your perspective, he has his. It didn't work. However, it's not just about you and I anymore. We have a child in the picture. We have a little life that needs guidance. We have a little life that needs love. A little life that needs peace. And us being at odds end, typically, usually, the child's with its mother. You having that dysfunction around the child, that environment. It's not around me, because I'm outside of the house. The majority of times around you. And a lot of times you being so angry, you don't know what's going on. You're not aware of your surroundings. A lot of the times you just say you are, but you're not. You can't teach your child something that you're not. You can't create something around you that you're not. You can't create peace when you have anger and chaos in you. It doesn't work. So all I'm saying to you is just be mindful, please. To both of you, be mindful that it took the two of you to create this life, and it's going to take the two of you to give this life a chance and stop that cycle of dysfunction. It's no longer about the two of you. To put your quarrels to the side and find a way to cohabitate, to co-parent, and give that child or children the balance that they need. We move to AAA. Acknowledgement, acceptance, and application. Acknowledgement. It is because of you that you are in the position that you're in, because of nobody else. You made the decision. This holds hand with no more. You have to take the initiative to stop what's happening. You. Stop blaming everybody else. When you make a decision and everything goes right, and they call you to that stage to get the award, you stand on that stage by yourself, strong and proud, as you ought to. You don't want no one on the stage to take away your shine, take any of that light. You want all the accolades for you, but keep that energy. Things don't go right. Stay on stage by yourself, chest out. It hurts. You're angry. I get it. But there's a reason for it. You have to acknowledge that you are the reason why you're in the situation. The scripture says that there is no judgment higher than your own. So it doesn't matter how much advice you get, no matter how much counsel you get. At the end of the day, you make the last decision. So stand on your square if things go left or if things go right. Typically, I like to deal with left. Typically, we don't need a plan for when things go good. We can figure that out. Acceptance. There are ramifications to the decisions that we make. To every action is a reaction. A lot of the times we do not like to accept what we have done. We choose to ignore, or we choose to pass the buck. What happens in between acknowledgement and acceptance is so important. It's the growing curve, right? It's the growing curve. You learn from your mistakes. The man that you were or the woman that you were when you walked into this room, as you walk out, learning from the mistakes you made, you become a better version of yourself. The information that you did not have walking into the room, you have now as you walk out. So you're different. Growth, and there is no comfortability in growth. You grew. So you become a better version of yourself. Because the person you were 20 minutes ago, you're not now. And last and certainly not least is application. The information that you learned in between acknowledgement and acceptance, you then apply and watch it work. We move to the mirror. The mirror is something that a lot of us don't like to look at. The mirror is something that a lot of us run away from. We tend not to want to look at the mirror because what's staring back at us we don't like. It's too much work. And we all know in our lives that we know what happens after you realize you're the problem, right? Knowing is half the battle. What's the other side of the battle? Doing it. Doing it. Taking sheet, rock, spackle, screws, all those cracks that you see, all those walls that need to be replaced. You take your time and you replace them. It's only going to help you become a better version of yourself. You can't run away from yourself. I don't care how much company you keep. You will find yourself by yourself. And when you do find yourself by yourself, it's going to be a whole lot worse than it was last week when you could have handled last week's problem. Now you have to handle this week's problem and last week's problem. And if you don't handle this week and last week, it's just going to pile up. It's just going to pile up. And then what's going to happen is you're going to look in that mirror and not recognize what's staring back at you. This is when you find yourself not knowing who you are, trying to take on personas of everyone else, because that persona, which is supposed to be you, there's too much baggage on there. It's too heavy to carry. It's too heavy. I don't want to get up. I don't want to carry it. I don't want to clean it. It's too dirty to do the work. Introspection is so important. It's only going to help you. And in fact, when it helps you, it helps the people around you. Because you're going to demand the same thing from them. But it starts with you first. It starts inward and works itself outwardly, not the opposite way. Then we move to the truth. We were having this conversation on Security Boss. Truth. So many times you hear people say my truth. You can't take away my truth. This is my truth, my truth. It irks me when people say that. My truth. What does that mean, your truth? How can the truth just be yours? I don't understand that. How can the truth just belong to you? So where does the truth, it doesn't belong to me also? It just belongs to you? See, we misspeak. You mean your opinion, your story, your perspective. All day that belongs to you. But truth belongs to no one. It stands on its own. Truth is truth, whether you like it or not. Truth will stand. If someone says Bolo's breath stink, that's the truth. Doesn't matter how angry I get at that person that told me. Doesn't matter how much I want to fight. No matter how much I yell and run up and down the room. It doesn't matter. Guess what? My breath stinks. It stinks. It is what it is. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how mad I get at the messenger. Because a lot of the times we always shoot the messenger. This is why they came up with the cliche. Don't kill the messenger. Why? Because he was the one that harbored the truth. He was the one that came with the information. And because I can't do nothing with that information because it stands on its own, it's brick, it's metal. I can't stand on it. It's too strong. So what do? I turn my vitriol, I turn my anger on the messenger. He's not brick. He's not stone. So because I'm angry, I'm going to take it out on him or her. When all they're doing is delivering a message. The truth is supposed to make you stronger. And what does that mean? I'll give you an example. Same example I give all the time. I'm repetitive. So you go to the gym, you work out on your triceps, your biceps. You're pumping iron, heavy iron. When you do that, you're tearing your muscle. You're ripping your muscle. You're applying trauma to your muscle. And what happens is your muscles, they rip, they tear. because they're getting bigger. And as they heal, they're bigger, stronger, and can take more trauma than they did. Then you go through the process all over again with heavier weight. The truth is that that's how the Lord forms us. We are the Lord's muscle, if you want to look at it that way. He's going to apply trauma. He's going to rip and tear you. So the way you entered into this room, when you leave, you're going to be stronger, better, faster, more connected to the Most High, more solid, more focus, more integrity, more character, more intentional. That's what truth does. Now, there are going to be some people that will not be able to pick up that weight. They'll try. And because the weight is heavy, they run from it. They continue not looking in the mirror. They continue being someone else that they're not. And the world is deprived of someone that could have cured cancer, someone that could have done something great. Look in that mirror. Stand strong. So, we move on to vision. We move to vision. A lot of us use our sight. See that chick with the big behind? You got a man? No. You have children? No. That's the extent of the questions. All you know is that you want to smash. You smash. Condom breaks. Now she's pregnant. Now all the questions you should have asked, you want to ask now. Or now you're finding out for yourself. Live. Live and direct. Now you know that she ain't worth nothing. Maybe you should ask these questions before you slept with her. You see this guy, he's cute. You like his lingo. You know what I'm saying? You like the way he spit. He throws some lyrics at you that move you. Sleep with them, you get pregnant. Condom breaks. Now you ask the questions. Do you have a job? What's your focus? What do you want to do with your life? All the questions you should have asked before you went into bed with them, you're now asking. Nobody wants to take the patience to sit down and really have a conversation. No one wants to operate in vision. Everybody wants to operate in sight because that sight is more attached to your flesh than it is attached to your spirit. She's visually fine. He's visually fine. I've asked some level 1 questions. And he's giving me some level 1 answers. That's good enough for me. But when things happen, now you want to start asking them top secret 813 questions. And you should have been asking them that from the jump. Stop using sight. A lot of you babies are having babies because you're using sight. A lot of you babies are having babies because you don't want to take your time. You want to rush to get old. And then when you get there, you realize it ain't cracked up. But when I heard it, bills, stress, life, hurdles, pitfalls, lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, all these things. When you had a life, you were young. You didn't have to deal with bills. You didn't have to deal with babies. You didn't have to deal with a boyfriend. You didn't have to deal with none of that. You were going to school. You were doing your thing. Enjoy being young. Learn all the things that you can learn so that when you are ready to go out into that world Everything that you needed to learn to be a man, anything and everything that you learned to be a woman, you already know. It's software and hardware. What does that mean, Bolo? I'll tell you. A lot of the times we have software. Software is the information. How many times has someone told you something and you just didn't get it? A few weeks later, you get it and say, oh, that's what she was talking about. See, the hardware matched the software. See, a lot of the times our brains are not fully developed because we're still young. We're still trying to figure things out. We're trying to get things together. And all this information that we're bombarded with is stored in our cerebral cortex. It's in our brain someplace. But we don't have the hardware to match it. We don't have the hardware to decipher this information. It's there, but we don't have it. We haven't gotten to that stage to decipher that yet. And what happens when we get to that stage, that information that was stored in your mind, in your brain, in your subconscious, we grab it, we break it down, and now we say, okay, now I know what my father meant. He said all these things to me, but I didn't understand until I went through it, because now the hardware matches the software. You're matching what's in your mind with what's outside in the streets. But we don't want to take our time to learn. We want to go out there and learn in real time. I want to learn how to be a father while being a father. I want to know what the key principles of being a father, being patient, being loving, providing, sacrificing, nurturing, understanding. I want to learn these things as I'm being a father. I don't want to have the pinnacles. I don't want to have these things already. And then when I become a father, I now apply it. I may falter, I may fall, but the foundation is laid. You don't want to take the time to grade the ground. You don't want to take the time to make sure it's leveled. You don't want to do that, ladies. You don't want to take the time to actually measure the ground. Make sure you compact the dirt. Lay down the wood in that form. Take the rebar. You don't want to do that. Lay the cement. Make sure you get the right mix for the poundage, for what you're about to put on top of this foundation. You're only going to put your life on top of it. So don't you think that foundation should be strong? Don't you think that what you're learning as a child, you should make sure you get all of the information that you can get as a young man or a young woman can get, so that as you grow, you're able to apply it? Nah. I want to figure this out while I'm out there in the streets. And the only person that's going to suffer is my child, is our child. Then when the child is crying and you can't figure out why the child is crying, because you don't have patience. You weren't taught that. You didn't have a father in your life. So you figure you're going to be a better father to your child than your father was to you. And your black ass never had a father. Your white ass never had a father. And every other damn nationality. Never had a father. Go figure. Never had a good mental figure in your life that can steer you in the direction of what a man is. You guys keep thinking that being a man is being able to bet a woman. Being a woman is being able to give birth. That ain't being a woman. That's like breathing. What special are you doing by having a child? You ain't doing nothing special, man. You opened your legs up. That's all you did. Your body did everything. You didn't do nothing special. Neither did the guy. He did nothing special. You know what's special? Raising that child the correct way. What's special is both of you doing your best to try and get along, even if you don't get along. What's special is you understanding that it's no longer about us. It's about this little life that's here. Let's give this life a better chance than what we had. That's special. So stop using sight to get around. Stop using sight. Start using vision. Again, we were talking about truth on SB. We're talking about truth, and a lot of times people fight it. A lot of people say, well, that's not my life. Well, truth is universal. There are standards that are universal. Whether I know you, whether you're from Earth or you're from Jupiter, being a man, there's a standard. There's a standard. There's a universal understanding that being a man is not just being able to smash. You don't arbitrarily, you just don't get that title of saying this woman is going to submit. No, it don't work that way, my G. I guarantee you, no dude that ain't worth it's going to make my daughter submit. I promise you that ain't going to happen. We're going to have a problem. We will have an issue. And that's just me giving you real spit. Word. We will have an issue. Any father should have that type of thought process. Any father. You women, pick wisely. This is the man that's going to be attached to you for the rest of your life. Pick wisely. You know, something that really bugs me out, right? And I said this last week. It really trips me out how a woman can raise a child in the worst area. And if that child winds up being a doctor, she gets all the accolades. Everything is about her, which it should be. The father wasn't there. He didn't put nothing into it. So why should he get anything? It's all about her. But somehow if that child becomes a murderer, that child becomes the biggest drug dealer, somehow the father's involved in that. It's not just the mother's fault. Says too. But somehow when things go right, the father don't get accolades, only the mother do. Go figure how that happens. Go figure. Stand on your damn square. Stand on your square. You wanted all the accolades when things was good, which you should get. Which you should get. Because nobody was there to help you. Nobody was there with you when you were shooting in the gym. Take the same accolades if your kid sucks at basketball. Because you were the only one there shooting with them in the gym. Don't blame nobody else that had nothing to do. Don't blame nobody else that didn't add to the equation. Stand up. Stand up. Let's stop using sight and start using vision. Because the people that are paying for it is not just us. It's the children. And this goes into visitation rights. It's not for fathers, they are for inmates. A lot of the times you ladies are raising the men that you guys hate. Now, how do you say that, Bolo? Because of your anger, because of your vitriol, because of your hatred towards the father, or dislike? Let's take hatred out there. You separate that man from his son. And all of the things that that son can learn from his father, all of the mistakes, all of the information that this man could teach his son, you rob him of it. You rob him of it. And then when this young man grows up and he has problems trying to figure out things as far as being a man, you get pissed off and angry at him. Look in the damn mirror. It isn't his fault, it's yours. You robbed him. Now I'm only speaking to those that this shoe fit. If it doesn't, don't wear it. Don't wear it. If it does, put it on. You need to hear. There are men that may not like you, but love their child. And because he doesn't like you and doesn't want to be with you, you figure I'm a package deal. You can't have the child if you don't want me. Don't work that way. You should have vetted his ass better before you slept with him and got pregnant. How about that? He didn't have a say when you were pregnant. After, well, we having a child. I don't want the child. Well, I'm keeping it. Wow. Okay. How do you expect your man child to be a man if he doesn't see what being a man is? You think just telling him is what being a man is? All he sees in you is the effects of what a bad man is. You can't teach him how to be a man. You're showing him the effects of what happens after it's done. So it boils down to having vision. See, if you have vision and you're tapped into the Lord, tapped into the great I am, some of these mistakes you won't make. A lot of the times we think that we just pray and sit down and the Lord's going to come down with some pixie dust and sprinkle it all over the place, and then the new job is here. Where do you guys get this from? See, when you're tapped into the great I am, we read John 15:5. He tells you that he is the vine, you are the branch. What he will do is give you access to this information that he has that will get you through the situation that you are in. But you have to do the work. Get off your lazy ass and do the work. Do the work. Do the work. Stop blaming everybody around you. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. It's you, no one else. It's you, no one else. So please, use vision. Stop using sight. Stop saying I'm going to get me a passport and fly to Jupiter to find me a chick, but you the same old dummy as you're here on Earth. You're going to be the same old dummy on Jupiter. And sooner or later, them chicks are going to look at you and see you for what you are, a dummy. And I'm only talking to those that have not done the work. Wherever love finds you, love finds you. I don't care if you find a mermaid. If you did the work in you being that man where you lead, guide, nurture, provide, sacrifice, then do you. But just because you have a little bread, all money does is accentuate what you truly are. If you're an a-hole before bread, you are an a-hole with bread. That's what you are. Do the work. Money makes you lazy. If you did not do the work before money, when you get it, what work you going to do? I got bread. So you lead with that. Like so many men do. You lead with the bread. You lead with the Benz. You lead with the Bugatti. You lead with the Bentley. You lead with the money. You lead with the jewels. You lead with all these things instead of leading with your mind, instead of leading with your spirit, instead of leading with your heart. That's what you lead with. And then when this woman takes you for what you got, and then someone that has more than you, she goes with them. What do you call her? The B word. Call her a thought. You call her this. You call her that. Cool. She was those things when you went to go get her. But because you didn't do the work, you know why? Because it's too much work. You have to actually get out your bed and go outside and work. You have to actually sit down and talk to her. You have to actually sit down and build with her. You have to actually connect. A lot of you dudes, when it comes to relationships, you're lazy. You're lazy. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to another country where my $300 is $3,000. She don't love you. I promise you. I'm going to tell you the truth. So look in the mirror. I promise you she don't love you, my G. She does not love you. She just doesn't have the wherewithal to leave. In a place where she makes $150 a month, you come with $300 and you're paying her. You only fly to this place 3 times out of the year. That ain't love. It's servitude. And if you're smart, you're going to keep her over there. Because if you bring her over here, when she see them dudes and she see them flashing lights, don't let her fly over New York. She see them lights. She's going to be, damn. Where do you live? You're going to bring her to the projects. Because when you went to these countries, you was the man, the Don Dada. When you come here, you're not. So just be you. Let her see you. But see, a lot of you guys, a lot of you females, y'all don't know you. That's why God says, love your brothers as you love yourself. You guys don't love yourself. So this is why you trauma bond. Because that person who you bonded with, you guys bond because of the pain that you feel. And that becomes your identity, the pain. You live in that so long that when it's time for you to get out of it, you don't know who you are. I've been this broken person for so long. For 13 years, 15 years, 20 years, I've been this broken person. This is all I know. As far as I'm concerned, I don't even know what a smartphone is because I was broken in 1986. Don't know what a smartphone is. Please, if not for your sake, for our children's sake, use vision. We then go to our 4 bodies. We know that it's spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. A lot of us tend to live in the emotional and physical. There's no thought. It's autopilot. I don't have to think about things. I just move. I get angry. I move on my anger. I don't want to give context or perspective to my anger or to my sadness. I don't want to think. I just want to be sad. I don't want to grow. I just want to be the same person every day. That's being an emotional animal. You ever see a dog that you walk? I know everybody's seen this. Press 1 if you've seen it. If you haven't, press 2. After I give you the example. You ever see the dogs that they walk on the city street? And after the dog takes a dump on the cement, it starts to kick up. It uses hind feet to kick up. Who's seen that? Press 1 if you've seen that before. I've seen it. I see it plenty of times in Manhattan. Plenty of times. They do it all the time. All the time. Most dogs do. Most dogs do. Now, why do dogs do that? To hide their scent. What do dogs do before they take a piss or before they take a dump? They sniff. They mark territory. They sniff. They do all these things. So what do? They kick up they kick dirt on top of their dung so that you don't see it. But this is instinct. Instinct is something that you don't think about. It just happens. They're kicking up dirt. They're kicking up cement. There's no dirt because it's something that's programmed into them. Something that's automatic, like breathing. You don't have a choice in breathing. You can try and hold your breath, but guess what? Your body's going to make you breathe. You have no control over that. None. That's the way we rock, a lot of us. We rock around like animals. There's no thought process to what we do. We just move instinctively. Now, there are going to be times when you have to move instinctively. There's going to be times when you don't have the time to process as much as you would like to. There's a dog, a pit bull chasing your ass. I don't got time to hypothesize what street to run down. I just got to run. But every situation is like that. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to take that emotion because we're living in the physical, right? We're supposed to take that emotion. Dude stepped on my Jordans. I love giving this example because I love Jordans. Forgive me. I'm a sneakerhead. Forgive me. Steps on your J's. I'm angry. I'm pissed off. Rah. Now, the spirit is always connected. I'm always connected to that spiritual network. It never shuts down. I'm always getting updated. I'm always on the new operating system. Cool. Now that emotion hands it to the mental. That mental takes that situation, that anger, and gives context and gives perspective to it. Why did this dude jump on your sneaker? How did he jump on your sneaker? What did he do it for? What is our response? Once our mental figures that out, it pushes it back down to the emotion. And then we live it in this three-dimensional world of height, width, and length. That's what's supposed to happen. But we don't. We are emotional animals when the Lord wants us to be spiritual creatures. Creatures that think. Creatures that respond instead of react. So with that being said, here in the village, we believe that the spirit, the mental, the emotional, the physical should be at a perpetual balance or as close as it can get. Or as close as it can get.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. Please hit the like, subscribe, share. Bring someone new. If you think that this information that we have and that we build with you guys and disseminate to you through the spirit, if you think it helps you, share it with somebody. Bring a friend, right? We so often spread garbage, nonsense. But let's start spreading love. Let's start spreading patience. Let's start spreading long suffering. Let's start spreading Christ. Let's start spreading hope, right? Because these things pour into our spirits opposed to listening to the garbage that is played. So with that being said, guys, the one thing that I'm tired of, and I'll start bringing people up, the one thing that I am so tired of is the deepness in conversations. I'm so tired of the deep conversations, man. I want these conversations to be real simple so that everyone can understand. That's what I'm going to aim for. The deep conversations, save that for another channel, man. A lot of us always think that we're heavy and we're deep and can't even explain what's 1 + 1. But we want to pontificate on why the sun combusts and do all these things. That's why Christ said, you want to know heavenly things, you don't even understand earthly things. Stay here, man. Figure things out between each other. And then when I come back and I change you, the twinkling of an eye, then you'll be linked and you'll have every answer that you need. Until then, worry about love. Worry about the wiles of Satan because that's going to be enough. I promise you that. You ain't going to have to worry about space. Worry about Earth. You have enough issues here. So we're going to bring my brother Kenshawn up. Kenshawn, what's going on, my G?
Hey man, how you doing, brother? Good night, everyone in the comments. That was a awesome opening. And I said also a little prayer in the background that everyone um, who comes tonight comes, as fervently as they were last Friday, so we can edify and come out sharpened, not trying to be right and you know sending sign languages or talking over one another, but more or less um, getting to the meat and spitting out the bone. And at the end of the day, I think we will be edified even so. Um, I, uh, I mentioned in the comments earlier tonight, I wanted to focus on some scriptures from um, the Holy Bible, the Book of Nicaea, the Jewish Talmud, and the Quran. I don't think that's very deep, outer space aliens, but
Let me
I,
let me let me tell you why that that's not a conversation for babes to have. Let me explain to you why. A lot of men and women, and I'm just gonna be frank with you. I'm not gonna be bolo right now. I'm gonna be frank with you. A lot of the people here don't really understand who Christ is, brother. They've been taught wrong through religion, through tradition, through word of mouth, through movies. They've been taught wrong. So to give this deepness that you have, or to give this information on the Talmud, the Pentateuch, and all these different things, is like talking to a baby and giving them, you know, division.
well, I can also say that um, my work will be done if I'm able to cast that message so they can understand. I could rest assured when I transition from this body, I did my best to spread that message in a
Yeah,
way where they can understand it.
but this is the point. This is the point of what I'm
No,
trying to say.
but you're assuming that it can't be done.
I'm assuming to you that you have to know your audience.
Okay.
I'm assuming to you that you need to know the people that you're speaking to. And I'm
Mm.
saying to you, the people here in the village, a lot of them, not all, not all, don't understand the scriptures the way it's supposed to be given.
Mm. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Now, if you go to, if we decide to say, yo, listen, man, we're going to have a private meeting where it's you, I, and other men and women that are learned people, then yeah, let's put on scuba gear, get the submarines, and let's go. Let's do it. These people are thinking that Adam and Eve ate apples, my G. What talking about them about the deepness of God and all that? How does that help them? And I'm not saying that they're not going to be there. I'm saying to you that the Lord says know the people that you are talking to so that you can give them an answer that is uh, 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 that is seasoned so that you know how to respond. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, and I've been doing that for about 3 years. Of course, you know I'm a holistic health coach.
Oh,
I
no
sent
doubt.
you.
I got your email. We're gonna kick it. I got your email a few days ago. I received
All
it.
right. So I have to deal with people in terms of my neuroscience specialty, which is to make people feel worthy, get them to be ambitious about taking on certain goals, affirmations, let them see their manifestations so they can be worthy. That's me working with them mentally about their day. But other than that, giving
But
people
you're
confidence.
working, but you're working with people on an individual basis.
Yeah, so I think what I'm saying, my point is, I do this. So I don't think it'll be that difficult to just simply go through some scriptures and let people see the meats and spit out the bone.
But that's the point that I'm trying to make to you. Do you do that with a baby? Do you
Uh,
give a baby meat and then say, "Ah, man, spit out the bones"? Do you do that? Or do you feed the baby? Or do you meet that baby or meet those people where they are?
Well, I am with a scholar up here. We can break it down.
No, but what I'm saying, I get what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say to you is a lot of these men and women are trying to grasp the concept.
And I'm not saying they're not.
No, no,
I'm
no.
just saying,
What I'm saying to you is I don't want I don't want to stretch the mind and saying, okay, let's exercise and show us, it'll just be you and I talking and others that understand. But as a majority, a lot of these men, if you look at the comments in the chat when we're reading, see, that's what I need you to look at. Look at the reading. Because a lot of these men and women are like, wow, I didn't know that. Wow, I didn't see that.
Okay.
Wow. You understand what I'm saying? So right now, their eyes are being opened. We don't want to overburden them. You don't want to overburden them. You
I
understand what I'm saying? So right now, listen, right now, these people, villagers, our brothers and sisters, have people around them that they shouldn't. We just read today that a dude Ahab had 400 prophets around him that would just yes him to death. That would just yes him to death. And then when Jehoshaphat said, nah, dog, let's go talk to Micaiah, my G. He was like, nah, I don't want to rock with that dude because that dude always talk evil. He always prophesy evil on me. Maybe it's because you're an evil dude. Could that be? Maybe it's because you built altars that you and your wife pushing Baal. Could that be? Could that be? The Lord tells you, I came to bring variance. I've come to bring problems between father and son, mother and daughter. They don't understand that. A lot of them think that Christ is just.
Well, I think one of the things what I have learned is we think that certain things are not connected, but they just are, and it's very simple. Your diet is connected. What is it connected to? We are not the same. I'm sure there's a month that you born. There's a month that I born. What does that month entail? What it has to do with your health? What I found in um, nutritional healing is that if you're a Cancer or if you're a Taurus, certain foods you should have been trained to eat from birth, on only those foods, and that could be made a variety of different ways through your life. But the whole process behind the solar biology of it is we get something in a food store that is there for everyone, but everyone doesn't have their blueprint, which mechanically and mentally deals with the attributes in the month that you were born that's connected to your health. And we just, hey, I can eat whatever, and then you have the outcome of the animal or the animalistic nature that you mentioned about 5 minutes ago. Um, and okay, like someone says, oh, you like to talk. Do you eat parrot or chicken? Well, if you're eating like a pig, if you like pig, then you're probably gonna have being like a pig. It has a lot to do with the mental output, if the physical look when people see you, and then your health, disease, and then leaving this earth.
So then you know what we should talk about? Let's talk about healthy eating. Let's talk
Sure.
about, if you're if that's your background, right? That's what you that's what you do. So then let's talk about people that have cancer. How should they eat? People that are overweight, what advice would you give to them as a start? People that have high blood pressure, people that suffer with blood sugar, what would you tell them to start? That's what we should be on. Matching the flesh with the spirit, making sure that the spirit can ask the flesh to do something and the flesh will do it. So let's do that. Let's pick your brain since you're that dude that do that. So a person that, okay, let's deal with I can cook. I can cook says diabetes. How would you suggest that a man or woman who has diabetes type 1, how would you suggest that they eat? What should they eat and how should they eat?
Well, first, um, I'm gonna need to get without getting a blood sample from a syringe, without putting you through some scanner or pressure, squeezing your arm. Without all of that, I can be able to test upwards of 6 things throughout all of the body. I can test the bone. I can test your blood sugar levels. I can test the eyesight and the brain interface. I can also test your fertility. And I can also test, which gives me back a reading. And once I get this reading, then I know what your body is trying to tell you or what you're going through, and then I can begin to say, hey, this is the route you should take. You need 75% of this. You need that from a nutritional healing standpoint. So what I'm basically gonna train you to do first is to be confident and feel worthy. This is the coaching.
So let me ask you. So let me ask you this question, just in general. You don't have to be specific because I know that what you do, it takes a lot of testing. There's a lot of things that are involved. For someone, you have to give someone something to make them say, "Yo, I gotta go over there." Right? When we watch a movie, there's a movie trailer. That movie trailer gives you enough information to either say, I want to watch that movie or that movie is garbage. I ain't going. So I'm going to ask you to do something like that. So a person that's diabetic, type 1 or type 2, you pick. Okay. What would you tell that? Oh, okay, we got disconnected. Ken Sean come back. So until Ken Sean comes back, today is Testimony Friday. Today is the day that you guys come up and talk about what you want to talk about. And we talk about the triumphs, the hurt, the strength, the good, the bad, the ugly. Today is that day that we do that. All week, no one wanted to hear you. All week, you've been shut out. All week, everyone was saying, man, just be quiet. Well, this day was created for you. Today, you don't have to be quiet. Today, you don't have to think that no one wants to hear you. Today is that day where you can come up and we'll talk. We'll figure it out. If you look at the top, the link is pinned at the top. So let's just give a few shout outs to the people who are in the building. I usually do that, but I went on my rant this evening and I apologize. So, CJ, hey, darling, how are you? Good to see you. Alan on, the place to be, always here. Melifant, hello, how are you? BCDC, my brother, thank you for being here. Mama Beverly, love you. Butterfly Kisses, always here. Always here. Thank you so much for being here. Ken Sean, hit that link, come back, brother. I got some questions to ask you about the way people should eat and things of that nature. Knowledge and relationships. What's going on, my brother? Hope all is well with you and your family. AMF, the village lawyer. Hey, my G. Hope everything is good with you and your family. And Mills. Hello, sis. How are you? I hope all is well with everything and everybody. Who else do we have? Shah. Hey, what's going on? Hope all is well. Hey, can Sean go again? Lawrence Rotano. Been seeing you a little lot lately. Thank you for coming. I haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, Kinshawn. Ane. Hey, what's going on? Always here holding it down. Thank you, Ane, for being here.
Sorry about that.
That's okay, bro.
Um,
Oh, hold on, hold
yeah,
on. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Jedi Master in the place to be. What is going on? Hey, good to see you. Big Ant in the place to be. What is going on? Who else do we have? Miss Carrington. Haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you. Glad you're back. Hope all is well with you and your family. Who else we got? Who else we got? Is that all we got? Shut up, I can cook. Hello. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you and your family. Okay, cool. We got everybody out the way. Big Ant, what's going on, my brother?
Good evening, Anthony.
I don't know if you're on mute, Ant. We can't hear you. You there, Ant?
Man, the internet is fuzzy tonight.
Yeah,
I don't think they want us to go hard.
Ant, you there? Okay, he'll come in. So there you go.
Yes and no. Connection again.
I know,
So
I know.
y'all go ahead and hold it down, man. I'm trying to
Okay,
fix this.
okay. Kenshawn, right. So what I was saying is we know that you have to get really specific, right, with each individual because the tests will tell you what their body specifically is telling them. But
Yes.
like I said to you before, there's a movie trailer that makes you want to go see that movie or makes you say that movie is garbage. So what I'm saying to you in general, a person that is a person that is diabetic type 1, how would you direct that man or woman?
Well,
Take
I won't. There's a number of things um, that I went to school for that it just didn't know. It could be many different things. It could be the environment, which has to do with a little of epigenetics that I learned there. Epigenetics has to do with anything that has to do with mold, asbestos, things that can be lingering around in an old house that was refurbished, renovated, and you don't know what's behind that wall. That people are dying right now from mold from other renovations that was done on top of old homes. Um, and so when I generate these tests, sometimes it's just simply a leak in the bathroom that hasn't been fixed for years. And that leak now turns to mold that has sprinklets of mold fizzling through the air, especially during the drafty night and early morning areas. So you factor in all of the environmental things just beyond bad eating. And this
Okay,
is where I have to narrow it right down. That's the
got
spec. Yeah.
all right. So what about okay? So you just went into environment. What about eating?
Eating after
Talk
I would
about,
have.
let's talk about type 2 diabetes.
It still comes back down to the same thing. I would have to test you for the epigenetics and test you to see what you have done eating wise to put you in that position, and then I can now make an assessment. But for type 1 or type 2, the first thing that's going to have to happen is you're going to have to go to stick to meats. You can stick to your meats.
Okay.
You can stick to your eggs. We teach here that you cook better. That's what we teach. We don't teach remove from pork, remove from eating red meat or any sort. We've been taught to eat pesticides, GMO, food that are not real. That's what we've been taught. We eat a ton of food today that are not real. I can go into a few of them, but once again, this is how you got type 1 or 2. And so after I would have got these tests back, the epigenetics, how did you get there, food, bad eating wise, then now I can get into your insulin, how much insulin you're going to need um, versus how much calories you're going to need, to because what you want is the insulin to start getting lower and lower and lower and lower. This is what creates the ketogenesis effect when you start dropping insulin instead of storing the fat. Um, and so this is when you start to um, not only heal yourself, but the toxins which you put in your body and over I would say 90-day to a 7 month period. This is when now the solar biology takes in place because the body is responds to what it needs. All right, and so you're gonna get that good um, excuse me, you're going to get that good trace minerals. You're going to get keloided minerals. You're going to get minerals from prehistoric time. And so these are the things that just are not in the daily shelf food. So I'm going to be able to assess you and be able to send you right in that direction to get that formula specifically for you, which is why, I can't just say right out what happens, because everyone is different.
Right.
Um, I
And you
know
see the
people who was going to get surgery, hip surgery, knee surgery, and all they really needed was a few things. They needed to cut back on severe eating habits. I got their confidence up to make them believe that they can do it in a 30-day period, 60, 90-day period. Got them ambitious enough to keep going when they saw the results in 20 days. And this is when they're not confident in me. They're worthy in themselves by that time.
so what was the results for them in 20 days for that specific
Mo-
person?
I've had, well, I'm not, privy to speak about people's, but I've had patients who've seen results in 17 days. What they were able to do is continue the process on to 90 days. And I've had a diabetic patient who went to get their blood cleaned on the diet. I forgot the name of the dialysis, right?
Mhm.
And they were also blind, and they were also getting a lot of bone pain. And through the 33rd day, they got their sight back. And now they're not using their cane anymore. The dialysis is now down to twice a week. So I'm trying to get the dialysis down to once a week and then off of dialysis. And this is how it works um, fervently once the body accepts what it really needs versus the what's in the food store or what is near to us to put in our body. And I am here to say, don't eat that, eat this. And of course, you'll be getting what you're getting every morning, afternoon, and night. Now it's just the cooking habits, what I must maintain in each person. And I must also, I don't live with them. They may be in Africa. So I have to now give them the confidence and the ambition to continue without me because I can't be their baby. And
Right. Let me ask you a question. Butterfly asked this question because when I was talking to you about the diabetes, she asked this question. Did you say that mold can contribute to someone contracting diabetes?
mold can contribute to what they call a bare belly or gut uh, leaky gut, which is very dangerous. It can lead to then ulcers or even worse. Leaky gut is something that some women deal with, men deal with too. When you see the bare belly, or for women when you see an excessive pouch, so this and this can also give you problems on your bones, eyesight, nails, hair. So it really says that you're not healthy. There's a lot of toxins that you need to get out of you, and then there's a lot of food habits and changes that you need to make. But it starts when and the thing about mole is it's there and you can't see it. And during the drafty hours of the early morning, late night, this is when it really attacks. And
That's
then you're talking about it's something that you can't see that's probably all over a leaky bathroom or kitchen that you have, or a utility room that you have, and that you always can smell, but you never really rip up and try to get it cleaned out and get it fixed. So people are dying from this.
so let me ask you a question. For someone to go through the procedure of everything that you're saying, what typically what would it cost them?
Well, for me, you won't be paying me a cent. I do this. I help people. Mentorship. I have the best mentorship who help me for free. So they have already helped me along the way of how to help people. What I would be doing is I would be getting the results from an epigenetic environment standpoint, and then getting the results of how did you eat and how did it get you to the point of disease or getting to disease. And then I would assess that and start to address it with the healthy bones, something for those, their healthy brain, something for that, healthy digestive path, which is one of the most 70% of the body is controlled by your digestive system. So that'll be one of the more important things. And then healthy blood pattern. So I won't be pricking you to get your blood sample. I don't need to squeeze your arm and get your blood pressure levels. I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be on Zoom. So what I will be able to do is virtually get your results, assess them, and then start to send you in the directions where you
Okay, so
need to go.
then so basically what you would be doing is you would be like sort of like a middleman to point them in the directions that they need to go into to
Mhm.
get the help that they will need.
Yes,
Okay.
and normally the first time it's free. I think it's free shipping. So the first time it's free shipping.
Free shipping.
Don't
What's free shipping?
Free shipping would be the cheloided minerals, the trace minerals, the proteins, the bone.
So how much does the minerals, the keloid minerals, all these different minerals? We know that's free shipping. How much is the first shipment?
Well, this is once again where it get back to the individual. It may be $101.
Okay,
Um, some people are in real bad shape,
got
and
you.
so because they're in real bad shape, it could be upwards of $300 to $400.
Oh, okay. So
Uh,
it varies depending on where that person is.
Right. And so what I try to do is every time I ask what your budget can handle,
Right.
and then you would have your own website, you would have a business website, and you would have the credentials to get in there for your own security. No one else can. And I will teach you how to log in and look at what you need to look at, what you need to assess, what you need to learn on your own website, and then you would be able to go on without me every month to replenish or to add something to what you have already been doing.
So what do you mean by your own website? What do you mean by that?
Once you do your evaluation with me,
Right.
um, then your results will come with me. I will do the coaching session with you to tell you about your results and where we're going to go, which direction we're going to go. Then, once you approve of that, and you approve of what you need, or you could only get 75% of what you need, you can only get 50% of what you really need. And most of my clients, they see and feel, because once I go through the test with you, I'm asking you certain things that you either feel or has been happening to you. And when I get the yes answers, then I know you're in extreme, right? I know you're feeling it, because then I would then know from your results. So I know then you would be needing these things for the best sake. You need these things right away in some cases. So when people understand that, they move into the next routine, which is I assess that what they need in terms of the bone, brain, digestive, fertility, blood sugar levels, anything from cognizance. Um, and I've been able to not only taken down ADHD or attention deficiencies or anything that has to do with, I've done that simply by harnessing my clients to avoid sugar. Because sugar, it's a whole show I can do on that. But that's one of the things. Again, is I make people confident about not fooling with these foods anymore, and I give them some ambition and make them feel worthy after they've gone through some things and then seen the results, and they like, yes, I can do this. Yes, that's what I want. I want them with a mindset that they can run through the wall for the coach.
Okay. So for those of you that are interested, um put your email of so they can contact you in the chat.
Thank you.
What's
I'll
your
drop
take on
my email.
liver detoxification?
Liver, that's a simple fix. That's mainly because your streams of that's your streams of entry are probably clogged. Um, you're probably gonna need probably selenium. Uh, yeah, I would say selenium and some other enzymes maybe. I'm thinking. Uh, you said kidneys, right?
No, I was just asking about the liver detoxification because you hear a lot of things right now about um, liver detox this, liver detox that. But
Okay.
from what I know, it's kind of like what you were saying. If you um, if your diet is right, and I'll put it like this. I'll speak on my behalf, right? So as long I never had a problem with anything in regards to liver, and I just know that they been pushing this here lately about this new liver detox this and liver detox that, and I'm like, well, if you're doing occasional fasting, but and you're not consuming a lot of sugar in your diet, you shouldn't have a problem with your liver. Correct me if I'm
Right,
wrong.
right. Well, the thing is, sugar is not real, and you shouldn't be consuming sugar at all. I think the argument of the food service worldwide companies is that it's too much people. So what they're not going to do is they're not going to take off the pesticides and the GMOs that triple the bushels of rice, wheat, rye that are absolutely not real.
Correct.
And it's not real because it's quantified and it's mutated and doubled and tripled too fast. We knew about this in the 90s when they saw so many chickens grow up in less than 3 months. Now they're able to make chickens grow faster. So it's a lot of food that are just not real. And their argument is it's too many people. But our argument could counter that and say, well, why don't we just make it mandatory that everyone has over 22 fruits and vegetables in their yard? Give them the seeds. Well, you'll be locked up for cultivating. And so it's something going on here where we're not able to take control of our own diets.
Well, I agree with you on that. When you look at all of a sudden Bill Gates is the largest owner of farmland with I think it was 265 acres, 65,000 acres, excuse me, of farmland that he, has picked
And,
up over
and
the
one of the
years.
one of the wonders of the world is what's in the soil or what's left in the soil. As we
Correct.
know, in the early 1900s, the soils uh, they were never replenished because all of the mountains and the volcanoes were built up with railroads in America, and Europe was built up. So what really happens when the soil is not replenished is the volcano and the mountain spouts don't overflow, which overflow on top of old soil to replenish it. And that doesn't happen anymore because everywhere is a metro in a city. So that means whatever soil is probably in somebody's yard or a park or or a farm nursery that literally sells these things. So what has happened is we've become modern stone cities instead of having mandatory cultivation place for human race and in each state or country. And so what has happened is we've relied on pesticide food, food that has been made in the lab, made under the light, food that is not real. Um, and like I said, the soil supposed to have all of the minerals, all of the nutrients, and all of the keloids in them. But because the soil has been strained and has never been none of the earthworms or the tetmins or the soil tablets, none of them have been replenished back into the soil. I think the soil has a tablet that gives it 11 minerals and nutrients. Nobody does that anymore. So it's just mandatory for Monsanto and these big companies just to continue using soil that doesn't have anything in it, uh, meaning that when the plants or fruits, vegetables grow out of these soils that does not have anything in it, then we will be eating something that has any doesn't have anything in them. So we're eating empty fruits, empty apples, oranges, empty vegetables if they're not grown organically, if they're not grown fervently with eggshells, with other um, farm sprout uses that you can use to grow them organically, then you're eating GMO. And on top of that, the soil that is given to you, if you don't buy that soil and it's enriched to the quality that it's supposed to be, it just simply is lacking what it needs to be. So a lot of us think that we are growing, cultivating at home. We never question the soil, the minerals amount in that soil that we bought for our home cultivation. So we think that we're growing something wholesome when we're just growing another GMO product. Because once again, you got the seed from a GMO plant. You didn't get the seed originally from a tree, which you need to do and get, or you didn't order it from an organic factory. And so we're doing a lot of things thinking that we're doing the best we
Correct.
can. No, we're not. We can do better than what we in research for everything organic in terms of growth from our home. Um, yep. And what does that have to do
Yeah, we have
with?
when we're doing our.
Mhm, go ahead.
No, I was saying, yeah, for our garden here at home, we do a lot of things based off of organic and heirloom seeds, for exactly for what you're talking about. And and you're right about the soil because most people don't know either a about the things they would do to enrich the soil that they're growing their stuff in. And I can tell you right now, it's the stuff that, for example, even the things that we grow taste, I mean, way better than anything in regards to what comes out of a store. I mean, it
Yep.
is a night and day difference, and you wonder, you know, exactly what people
And
were getting back in the day. And it was like, okay, you can see why they don't want people growing their own food right now. They frown against
and
it.
what does that have to do with us spiritually? Um, if, once again, we are so special. See, we think we're special on the cusp of, um, okay, we're doing good so we can earn greatness or earn, he's a good man, he's a good woman. We are so special if we eat the right foods according to you being a Leo or according to you being a Sagittarius. Your attributes will only come out. What are your attributes? An attribute is something that you cannot be judged on. So they say don't date a Leo or don't date a Taurus. That's not true. It's just that the person who is a Leo and is a Taurus does not know the blueprint, and the blueprint has every much to do with what you eat, and not just the attributes in a horoscope or anything like that. So, how strong is your food going into your body that has to do with your sign? And your parents didn't know that from the early 50s or 60s. And so your grandparents never was influenced that way. So we just ate what we ate out of the food store. Once again, animalistic emotional behavior that Brother Bolo spoke about a half hour ago. This is we're uncontrollable because we're eating the things opposite to our blueprint. All right. I cannot be eating the things that a Taurus or Sagittarius eats. I just can't. I need to be eating in a variety of different ways that my sign eats because it aligns with my attributes. It aligns with me being the best version of myself. And once again, you need health before wealth.
Any other questions? Big Ant?
Moving? No, not right off the top of my head.
Does anybody in the chat in the village have any questions for Kenshawn Holistic Health? Does anybody in the chat? Uh, he writes, oh, okay. Ane says, what should we eat a certain way based on when you were born? What? Write that again, Ane.
She's basically saying she's wanting to get clarification on
Or what he was.
what you yeah, what he was saying about, what you should eat based on when you were born.
Oh, okay.
So if you were born, let's say, Aries, then there is a chart for you, all right, that helps one your frequency to stay above 25, and right around any area from above 25 to 560. That is a interface frequency for you, and then so you start to now brain power, able to synapse, problem solve, all of these things from a core crucial age of 6. And this is supposed to be instilled in us. Now we can go to the cows, whether that's, oh, they took us from Africa. I'm not here for that. That has happened to us. We've lost that, and we need to attach that back to the routine of our lives. Um, and this is what holistic health coaching is all about. It's all about the solar biology of the human. And so, what we need to, we don't need surgery. All right. A lot of us have limps, and a lot of us have suffer from pain, or suffer from um, bad nails, eyesight, a lot of diseases. Any disease can be reversed. It can be reversed from the body and from your mental. All right. So your body, the white blood cells, they they come in and they clean stuff up, and stuff is gone, and all of a sudden you're healed. Now, confidence, feeling worthy, following through with bad habits, keeping them away, keeping in the good habits, and each sign has its specific food that you would need to eat, that would lead you to attributes that you have in your sign. Let's say, for instance, my sign says that I'm a humanitarian. That's what I would do in this life. I have that specialty regardless, because there are planets in that house, and so naturally, I would want to do that. I don't see one; I see for all. And so for that, I that me eating the right foods that I need to eat and staying away from the bad foods, this now hones me into my true attribute, which is to be a humanitarian, for example. And so those kind of things that I had to learn later in life, and the solar biology and the experience of your sign and your food alignment, which aligns the attributes, which makes you be the best version of yourself. We've lost that. Of course, they've replaced that with food that does not is not real, and so we know we have a bigger fight of a hill fight to fight.
So, um, Miss Carrington wanted me to ask you, how do you feel, or what do you think about CMOS?
Awesome. You can get more than about 77 minerals in sea moss, so sea moss is good. I talk about that on Clubhouse. You know how we go over there, Bolo.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I always talk about sea moss on Clubhouse. It's very good. Um, and you can use that uh, for anything. You don't need to be have symptoms to be healed. You could use that as. But
Well,
one thing is,
right.
go ahead.
They're talking about capsules. How do you feel about capsule CMOS that has CMOS in it?
That is up to the client. Some clients like the powder form. Some
Right.
clients like the original sea moss. They can do whatever it themselves, or the
Mhm.
capsule form, or the liquid form. So it goes down different for everyone. Um, I have a client, they only like the powder form. Um, And so, and I have a client, she's eating the powder raw, uh, but hey, she's eating it. I didn't. It didn't say put it in the food or put it in your. You could. If you could, it didn't say you can't eat it raw, but
Okay. What does CMOS uh, affect?
well, it immediately covers your daily needs. You need at least 92 minerals, nutrients, amino acids. You need these on a daily basis. All right. And if you're not getting these, then now you are lacking them a day. And then consecutive days of lacking these would lead now to the white blood cells doing too much work. And now you're susceptible to getting a disease. So the reason why we get diseases is because we don't have uh, plus 90 nutrients every day. Um, so some tips are eggs. Eggs are good. You can fry them or eat them whole in a shake. Um, because eggs is the equivalent of over 60 nutrients and minerals in those yolks. So you can just throw them down if you want them raw. Um, a steak a week, you can fry that in butter. Um, you can also eat your pork chops or whatever have you, fry it in butter or air cook it, or don't use. I'm going to talk about the foods what not to use, but it's safe for you to eat seafood, fry it in butter once again. Um, so it's very, you don't have to be vegan here. Um, what I'm teaching you is how to cook these foods, how to prepare these foods. And then number one, what is these foods? Don't use these foods. These foods are okay for you. All right. Um, then once we, I think that is one of the that's an amazing thing what the body is able to do from there. So once the body receives these keloided minerals, these trace minerals, prehistoric minerals, now what starts to happen is the body starts to get rid of what it doesn't want, um, because you're getting these amazing stuff plus 90 minerals, nutrients every day. And on top of that, you're getting what, for whatever reason, you're dealing with something worse than the other, or you're an outright disease. You're now starting to form a defense around that to work on that area, and you're eating better, which is going to speed up that process for you to heal yourself.
Okay.
And plus, your confidence of you saying, "Oh man, Kenshawn, it's been 12 days. Da 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 da. It's good news. Oh, it's 20 days. Da da. Now I can, I've got your confidence where I want it. And now I can just say, okay, you've been doing this for 2 weeks. If you need any assistance other than that, you can just call me, but you know what to do now. This is the confidence now that the person has to keep going. And then they're barking and bragging. And that's the type of results that you want in knowing that. And a lot of times they don't care about the spiritual aspect of the solar biology. That's my job, but they do care about the results.
Um, I can cook wanted me to ask you, what do you feel or what information you have on the rampart or the frequent need for knee replacement? She's 40 years old plus bacon.
Okay, knee replacement, no, you don't need that. I would say I would have to do an evaluation with you. um uh, that looks like a calcium deficiency. So calcium deficiency, weak bones, calcium deposit, kidney stones, bone spurs, bone fractures, anxiety, depression mode, vertigo, nervousness, irritability, muscle cramps, twitching, blood pressure problems, restless legs, headache, panic attacks, uh, shin splints, face dropping, hand, knuckle pain, joint pain, brittle nails, gum problems, bone pain, foot pain, ligament, tendon pain or damage, numbness in feet or hands, and cartilage damage. So I said that to say if you're feeling any more of those things besides your knee, then that's a calcium deficiency, which can be easily fixed.
Okay. Any other questions?
And it probably takes about, after you get the collagen for your bones, the collagen helps you rebuild the bones. Um, and it takes about 12, I'd say 12 to 35 days, and the pain's gone. The bones, the cartilage is rebuilt. This is what a lot of,
So okay, so a person that has okay, so let me ask you this. A person that has problem with their knee,
mhm,
right? Let's say they had most times people have like torn meniscus. That's something that's, you know, pretty common.
mhm,
Torn meniscus, which is the cartilage.
mhm.
You can so you're saying that with certain minerals and certain foods, you can regrow that or no?
Yes, this is where I've experienced people avoid surgery. All right. Let me just say something here about when the Flex. I don't know if you know the Flex report. Something in 1914, I think. This is when all hospitals or doctors were they were basically in immunity for making the mistakes. All right, this is after World War One. I think they had to speed up some things to get some things done. But what did that enable doctors and hospitals to do? That enabled them to not be checked when they kill over 300,000 people a year, when they um, make mistakes over 700,000 times a year, and when they have a mild negligence almost 1.5 million times on patients every year. So that's a flex report that makes them immune to making the mistake. What we do here with holistic health nutrition is we go back to how Mother Earth wanted it to be all the time. It's like we
Okay.
give you the direction for your own vibranium. All right.
All
So
right. There
while doctors practice to make mistakes on you and then you have to get a lawyer, but you're dead, we don't require surgery. We don't require any of that.
okay, Butterfly Kisses wanted me to ask you, what vitamins do you suggest someone taking daily?
Um, that is dangerous because, once again, I'll have to just take the evaluation. Um, for instance, you don't want to just be taking the sea moss and then you're not balancing it with the zinc and the other minerals that will give you the full 90 that you need a day. So sea moss 7 days in a row could lead you to over sea moss. But so vitamins would come based on you doing the evaluation with me. Then your body would be saying, I'm lacking this. Oh, my body's hurting already this way, and I need this. So then I would say you're already getting 88, then you only need about 10 more. Or you don't have any. So you're going to need to get this excessive amount, which I will wane you on in 15 days, because just taking lump sums of these keloided minerals or trace minerals or prehistoric minerals, which are very good and very strong, I'll wean you onto them. And as I wean you onto them up to the 90th day or maybe 110th day, you would be able to now function and take full doses and whatnot. Because and I answer it like that because just taking Flintstones vitamins or one a day or Centrum or multibiota, it's not enough. No vitamin in the shelf in a pharmacy is enough. You need 90 a day. And so the only way you're going to get that is from a power pack that it was already tested, made, It has everything inside of it in terms of 90 essential nutrients, um, the 77 plus minerals, amino acids. Um, so I think that's a very important question because you just don't go take these over the counter
So let me
because
ask you.
they won't complement near as much as what you need daily.
So let me ask you a question. So each person, when they when they do this test with you, the power pack that they get of vitamins is specifically for them, or is it just a power pack of vitamins that you ship to
It's a
each?
power pack of vitamins that's specifically for them.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and if you're dealing with something uh, similar to another person, then you're probably going to get near what that person is getting. But because you, once again, are different and your environment is different, you're not living with that person that has the same symptom. You may just need a little less or more things.
Okay. Hey, did you put your information in the chat?
I'm actually trying to get my email from my computer so I'll be able to put it.
Yeah, just put it in the chat, and then I'll put it on top of. I'll bring it out so that
Okay.
it wants to get
So
down.
let me see if I could bring that up here. Yeah, so
Big Ant, what's going on? While he's doing that, what's going on, my brother?
Say that again?
I said, what's going on?
Not much. Just went to get some water.
Okay, you went to go get some spring water.
Filtered, actually.
Okay, I see you talking to BCDC about the spring water.
That's when you're doing a fast.
Right.
If you're doing a fast,
I was thinking about doing that.
you should do one of those at least once a month.
I was thinking about doing it next week.
Good time to do it, man. Good time to
You
do
should
it.
do one of them.
Yeah, I think I'll probably start it Monday. Have you ever
okay,
done?
there we go.
You got it.
I don't. I think you may have to do it again.
Do what again?
I dropped it in the chat.
You drop it in the chat. Okay.
Yeah. So the
I'll,
thing is to not be afraid of what you have or what you've been going through. The thing is, you have to address it, and maybe that you're getting told to get prescriptions and painkillers and all of these different medications until you have a medicine cabinet. Don't be afraid. You know that there is a way for you to holistically heal yourself through nutritional healing. All right. Nutritional healing, change in your diet. Okay. I did not say in one sentence, go to the gym. I said you'd be dropping the insulin, which stores the fat. So I didn't say in this show. So I think his name is Kevin Samuels. You can not one time did I say you need to go to no gym. You're nutritionally healing yourself, and you'll be able to drop this weight. All right. Doctors went to school for some 16 years to learn medicine. The insurance makes money, the pharmacist makes money, and the doctors make money.
Yep.
Holistically, you can heal yourself. Your body is an amazing thing.
Ken Sean, look in the private chat. Is this the because your what's the name didn't come through? You want me to put that? That's from the email you sent me.
Yes, that is my health evaluation.
So you want to put that? So you want me to put that in the chat?
Yes, you could put that in the chat.
Okay.
That is a health evaluation, and that has categories which you can fill out. It takes about 10 minutes. And when you fill that out, you simply answer all the questions honestly, and it will really read you. and you'll be able to know that what you're going through or what you're not going through, and then answer that question accordingly. Um, Immediately when you completed that, you'd submit that, and that would come to my email, and then I would be able to either email you, um, or get in further contact with you through a phone number or maybe a Zoom. Um, Setting up the Zoom would be next, because I would then be looking at your evaluation. So, knowing that I would have looked at your results, then I would set up the best time if you have working hours, or if you're very urgent. Like some of my clients, they want to move on the process right away. So then I would have to make some time maybe in the AM, wee hours of the morning. It's really up to the client, and so my job is to be available, that available for them if they're ready to make that move. Now, some people wait for they're living check to check, so some people are waiting for funds and everything to come in, so they
So
can
how do you
order.
work with people? How do you work with people that are living check to check? How does that work? Do people? Okay,
Number one, I
do,
wait, and then they would be able to make a budget that I stand by.
okay. So the people that come to you from the village, do they get a discount?
Well, the only discount would be not from me, but it would be the first shipping would be
Okay,
free.
okay. So
So your first shipping will come right to your door, and that will be free.
got you. So guys, his website is right there, pinned up. Uh, hit that link. It'll bring you to a little list of things, of questions that are asked of you, and then that's sent directly to him, and then he'll do a Zoom call with you and look at your vitals, look at your blood sugar, look at your blood pressure,
And
these
once
different
again, I don't have to prick you and get your blood sample. I can know everything from your fertility. I can know everything from your bone, your blood sugar levels, your digestion, all of your digestion. I can find out what's going on in all of your gut, um, by virtual. So, no going on a table, and you got to put on the little doctor gown. No, none of that. It's very, very fluent and easy.
no doubt, no doubt. So I'm gonna leave your email and all that stuff pinned up so that the people can check it out for the rest of the night, and they can hit you up, man. It's about
Anytime,
it's
anytime.
about eating better and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? About getting our act together so that we can.
And I truly believe that um, what you have to do in life, because what I do in the morning is I have a list, okay, that I wake up and I make every morning. And whether it's 6 things or 7 things or 5 things, I want to accomplish them by the end of the day. I call it my vision board. All right. And on that vision board every single morning, all right, I want to accomplish those things every day. But how did I get to that confident point to do that? Even if I finish 4 out of 5, I got to that confident point by repeating to myself when no one's around. I think you said that about an hour ago. When no one's around, now what are you going to do? You're going to be that same person in the mirror. So what we have to do, and I'm speaking to the people in the comments now, you have to not go in the mirror to learn how to speech and your charisma. You need to go into the mirror and tell yourself you are worthy, you have done the work, you are capable of doing this in a leadership mentality, you are capable of going on with this for a very long time, you're capable of sustaining this kind of energy and this enthusiasm, and you are bred for this, and you are grateful for the things that will come. You're thankful now for the things that will come in the future. Thank you. I am worthy of this. And what you're doing is you're now going to the brain, okay, and you're telling yourself, you're replacing whatever it was in the past that was blurry, you're replacing that with affirmations. You're replacing that and you're telling yourself, um, you're pounding yourself, letting yourself know that you're worthy enough. You have done whatever you are. You may be a chef, a baker, whatever you are, and you work very hard. So this worthiness comes from a place deep within you. Now, which now you hear the enthusiasm in me tonight. This is where that came from. And my vision board was not completed today, but I left out one thing. But my point is, my confidence is so high, I am in bliss. And a state of bliss is a real mental, uh, it's a neuroscience thing that I learned in school as well. Being in a state of bliss. No one can take me off that. Even if I have to put up a stop sign mentally when the negative comes to me, I put up a mental stop sign and I maybe walk away. But the whole point of it is, don't let anybody say you to take you off your bliss state of mind, which is how I'm enthusiastic to do what I'm doing right now. And I'll continue to do this with the ferociousness because I realize that it doesn't matter what the media says about black male. I don't care what the media is saying about black male. As an individual, I have pumped myself up so much that I am not worrying about anything else, about just doing what I'm doing. That's helping people until my time here is end.
I got this because Aunt told me to get it. That I should get it. But for everything you just said, you get one of these.
Yeah, boy.
Mhm. And we need people, men need other men to hold them accountable. One of my mentors, he holds me accountable. Bolo holds me accountable. I have your starting five. My starting five, our closest friends, are health coaches. I'm not going in a gym or at a basketball game. That's not my gift. I'm going where health coaches are, and those health coaches are going to be my closest friends, and those are going to be the people that hold me accountable. And I look in the mirror and they say, "No, that's wrong. That's stupid. What are you doing?" And so, men need other men and women to tell them they're wrong. Um, do this better. What are you doing? And so that is important, not just me looking in the mirror, pumping up myself, but also letting other people review you and you allow that without argument.
Okay. Any other questions, Village, for Kenshawn? Kenshawn, he's not up here a lot, but we got him tonight. Let's ask him these questions, man, about eating healthy and about, you know, minerals and things of that nature. His website and his link is pinned up. Look at it. You know, she says, Anae says, is your channel your name?
Yes, uh, Kenshawn is my channel. So if you were to go to my channel right now, you would see my health coaching video. You would see some of the things that I speak about to my clients. Um, And if you want to see the full link of the full video, you just go in the description. It'll take you to Instagram, and you'll be able to see all of my full videos on what I did about the four parts of the body and why you need 90 essential nutrients. All right. On the full videos, it talks about 90 essential nutrients in your diet every day. You need 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, protein building blocks, and you need the three essential fats. So, and that's what you need daily. And as you lack those daily, now you're trying to replace them in a 72-hour, which you didn't get. And now what you have is compounding toxins, free radicals, things in the air, that just want to kill you. Uh, and we consume at least 88,000 free radicals, stuff going in our mouth, nose, just by breathing. At least 88,000, what they call free radicals, or just things in the air which we cannot see. And it's up to our white blood cells, or what is in our body, to help the white blood cells defend these things off. So if you're lacking for consecutive days, weeks, you will get a disease. So is it mandatory that you need those nutrients that I mentioned? Yes.
All right. Big Ant, you have any questions for my G?
No, that's it, man. On my end, good information though. I mean,
Yeah,
very good information.
yeah, yeah. Guys, any other questions that you have for Kenshawn? You have his website. It's his name, Kenshawn. KenShon. Kenshawn. Go over there, subscribe, like, hit the thumbs up, all that stuff. Comment. Uh,
Gentlemen, I'm actually getting a call. Can you guys hold the show over for a few minutes?
yeah. We hold it for a few minutes. Then we're gonna shut it down in a few minutes. But yeah, we can hold it down. So I guess I'll get the psalm set up. What psalms you want to read tonight? Can't.
It's on you, man. Which one you like?
Yeah, there's so many, man. Okay, let me look. um, I'm looking.
Your girl going after you, bro.
Who's that?
What does he think about having imaginary animals as friends? Bro,
You want to know something? Big Rilla in the place to be. Thank you, Rilla. Thank you. Psalms 91. Psalm 91 it is. First of all, Miss Carrington, okay, I don't have imaginary friends. I've had this conversation with all of you people, and frankly, I'm starting to get tired of people trying to act like I'm a maniac and I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not insane. Okay, I, you act like the dude ain't alive, and I'm telling you he's alive. Okay, it's not something that I just made up. You know, I'm trying to understand why I keep getting this flack when
she said she don't want the smoke. She said she rescinds her comment.
nah, it's too late.
Oh,
You didn't said it. You didn't said it. Look, this is him right here. How do you sit there and tell me he ain't alive? This is him right here. I don't understand. How is this imaginary? Look, let me zoom in on him. You see his right foot right here, right? You see his right foot and his left foot. He taps left foot, yes, right foot, no. So I'm trying to understand how's he fake. This is a picture of him right here. I don't understand. I listen, man. I'm tired of getting attacked. I'm tired of getting attacked for this. You know what? It happens when you try to share with people. I just won't share no more.
BCDC was asking about
Thank you. Shut up. I can cook. What was BCDC asking about? No butterfly kisses is not the song right foot
about
two.
the reading plan.
Oh, um, you was gonna laugh, brother. And
What's that?
was you gonna laugh at uh
What's that?
what Butterfly Kisses wrote? Right foot two stomps. Was you just about to laugh?
Oh, I did laugh. I did laugh. I'm not even gonna lie about that one. I did laugh.
Wow, bro. Fuck. I thought if anyone wouldn't laugh, it would be you.
Hey man, that's the electric slide, bro.
Yeah, but it. All right, man. The electric side. What did this guy say? Oh, and what's the deal? Yeah, I didn't even get to call you today. Um. So let's talk about it now, I guess. Ant, Big Ant,
Okay,
what do you
I'm here.
think? What do you think?
I think you had me. I think you had me on delay or something.
No, I got you right now. I can hear you.
Okay.
So
I
what
just
do you
keep. I
think?
hear an echo or feedback or something.
Yeah, you get an echo because I got the page open for the song. So
Uh,
um,
oh, okay.
what okay, I'll take it down until we actually. What do you think about the readings?
Well, we can. You were. Well, I guess it's kind of up on for grabs. Do you want a week or did you want two?
Uh, for some reason,
It
this
depends
is
on
I'm
what
gonna
you
tell
had
you.
planned on doing this time.
I'll tell you what I'm thinking, and you check me on it, right?
Okay.
I'm thinking if I do a week for some reason, I'm thinking that you know we're letting the village down if we don't continue the reading. If we wait a week or 2 weeks, I think if we do a week, I think that should be the longest. If we do anything longer than that, it's just bugging me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Um, I don't know if it's just me, but I want your opinion on it. On do you think it's just me, or do you think that you know what I'm saying that we should
Go go longer than that.
you know
Um,
a week or two? The most I would do is two. The
no,
most I
I
would
wouldn't go
do is
past 2 weeks. I would not go past 2 weeks.
right. I wouldn't want to go past 2 weeks. Um,
Well,
but
like I said, it all depend. It all depends on what you have going. So if you're like about to take a vacation or something like that,
not at all.
then yeah, I wouldn't go any longer than a week.
Okay, so let's do a week. Okay, so
I have no problems with doing that. And
okay,
that's just to keep the flow.
yeah. When we get uh when we get to I figure um next month somehow, I'll converse with, you know, the group and um we'll take a little bit longer than that. Maybe the whole 2 weeks because we just gotta it's it's a lot. It is. So sometime next month. So Shut Up I Can Cook says thank you, Bolo. All I can cook on next week. God bless you, Bolo. And the chipmunk. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody making fun of stuff. Anytime one of y'all share, I'm gonna start making fun of your stuff. That's what I'm gonna do. Anae says my
Hey,
opinion is that we could take next week and then 1 week in June or July. The village wants you all rested. Wants all of us rested. So okay. So we'll do next week. I hear you typing hard, brother. I
I always type hard, man.
hear you
The
typing
keyboards get
hard, son.
abused.
Keyboard's getting them
It's
beaten.
that's it.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So we're gonna do Psalms 91. Uh, and see you guys next Wednesday and Friday, Lord willing, if He allows us to be here. So, Psalm 91, and it reads, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High." Put my glasses on. Sorry. "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrows that fly by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked. Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place, no evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your feet against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Lord God, thank you for all that you do, both seen and unseen. Thank you, for we are nothing without you. We thank you for raising us. We thank you for giving us another day to praise your name. Lord God, as we open up our minds, bodies, and souls, we ask you to please pour your Holy Spirit into us. We ask you, Lord God, to please cover us. Please keep us. Please keep us strong. Keep us faithful. Keep us patient. Help us to be long suffering. Help us to be supportive towards one another. Help us to be aware what's happening in our households. Help us to understand. Help us to be more astute towards our spouse, to understand things that are going on. Help us to be more astute to understand things that are going on with our children. We ask you, Lord God, to always give us not just a text, but please speak to us in your voice so that we can understand how you want us to deliver your word, your knowledge, your love, your grace. For we are your temple. We are your testimony. We are your light. We are your children. Lord God, we ask you to please protect all those that search for you, all those that suffer with mental illness, depression, addiction, PTSD, all those that think that their life is not worth anything. Please let them know that there is no honor in death, but there is honor in life. Please let them know that there is someone out there that loves them. Please let them know that the village is here, or they can find someone out there. All those that are in the village want to talk to someone. If it ain't one of us, there are numbers in the description, Lord God. Have them go. Have them open up that door that they have locked themselves in that room. Give them the key. Lord God, we're going to mention some names. We ask that you please protect them and their families. We ask you, Lord God, to please protect Mika, Be Easy, Miss Carrington, Tazapath, Playful, Derek, Little Rock, Coach, Bam, Anthony, Steve, Lyric, B, Smiles, Lexi, Chris, AGAG, Alex, CJ, LA Floyd, Introverted, K Cooper, Montrell, Bumble D, Just Jab, Heather, Phoenix Lit, Drizzle, Juju, Brian Redmond, LA Harlem, Michael Rivera, Tommy Sotomayor, Just J, Yeshaya, Naja, Aura, Amani, Yadiah, Shah, Fleetwood, Dog K, Peach Cobbler, Byron, Aaron and Mom, Butterfly, Joseph, Shakina Glory, Miss Lady, Matthew, George, Chat with Divine, Mason, Yoshi, 10 past 11, Norman, BCDC, 123, James Corbett, Yoshi, Lawrence Teague, Latanya, D. Sledge, Tremaine and Son, J. Dudley, Only Time, Mama B, and Dorothy, Dante and Taylor, Lapeef and the whole panel, Iris 1, Daryl, Nicole Watson, Jedi, Master Wu, Lancelot, Miss M, Rochelle, Halliburton, Definite G, Slim, 611, Mr. O, Black Genesis, Maggie, the substitute teacher, I am an Israelite Queen, 80, Andre Terry, Lawrence Ratano, Gordon, Ronald, Tony, J. Chasm, Snuggles, Enya, Pasha Blaine, Shake Rack King, Gene, Celestial, Veggie Jest, The Intellectual Soapbox, Waveface, Aaron Miller, Sparkles, Alan R., Alan A., Trash Can Waves, Elite Attorney, Randy Easter, Jay Mills, Kingdom Minded, Black Dust, Roy Rodriguez, I Can Cook, Ken Sean Holistic, AMF, Over the Top, Snuggle 668, You're Pushing 40, Random Stuff, Amy Lewis, J, CMC Productions, Mona Love, 1968, Ramses, Red Lipstick, and Son Caleb, Crystal Woodside, Jeanette Knight, Dale Jackson, Brula Blades, Nikki, Turtle House, Erica Murray, Hardway, C, Poku, Jedi Mike, Just DeWitt, Selena, Black Dazzle, Tay Tay, Sexy Slim TV, Pierre Ledoux, Jamal Woodward, Provoking Thoughts, Mosaic, TJ Randolph, Ibra, The Last Saint, Build With Me, Pillow Talk, Billionaire Mentors Podcast, Chaotic Truth, 84 Clean Cut, Princess C, Princess K, Princess A, Alan G, Bowling's My Hobby, Sohail Speaks, Security Boss Unsolicited, Icy Lemons, Ane, I.A. Lewis, Taylor Made, E. Black, George Lewis, Zach Stewart, Richard Gordonez, Bollock St. Sean, O'Shea Lennox, Black Man Unsolicited, Big Wolf, E. Daughter, Information Man Show, Shanita Richardson, Byron Podcast Show, King Rich, The Windy City, Truth is Never Favored, Damage, Robert Thomas, Mr. Darks, Alvin Davis, Chris G, Travis Savage, Ebony, Riley, Mona D, Alexis, W911 Detroit, Comma, Von Bryant, Masterpiece, The Book of Genesis, Miss Lady Sunday, FFS, Ronald Hot Boy, Sunflower, Uncle Stu, Nasiris, C. Darius, Black Vegeta, M.E., Brittany B, Brittany, Mr. A, Floyd Finklier, Kevin Palmer, Courtney Lucky, Rilla, Anton Daniels, Juana Chica, Health and Healing, Saska, Bravo with Sheila, Gail Lockett, Sarah McFadden, Sincerely Scorpio, Seeley, What the Funk, Melifant, Kadar, Emerge Daily, Talk with Troy, K. Nicole, Just Right Music, AOID, Tyreed Patterson, Mr. Rucker, Just Me Coconuts, Community Solutions, Black Man Travels, T. Blaze, Daryl Long, She We Hear, Bovine Breed, Spiritual Logic, The Learning Curve, Mr. Best in the World, Mr. Black 331, Sheba Pisces, Moments with Nikki Red, Rulia, M. Mills, Big Bad Bull, Randy, Doris Myers, Ma'at Speaks, Eden. We ask you, Lord God, protect all those that search for you in truth, wisdom, understanding, all those that will use your word the way you want it to be used. We ask you, Lord God, to please protect us and camp your angels around us, our families. Give us strength, wisdom, and understanding. Please give us the strength to stand strong, be patient. to be tenacious. Give us the strength to be your servants. In Jesus' name I pray, man.
Amen.
Ken Sean, last words on you, sir. You there, Ken Sean? Okay. Last words on you.
Last words.
Last
That was a
word.
good show. It was a different turn than what I was expecting, but it was really good. So, uh, it's information that needs to get out, and that's what we do here in the village, man.
No
Put the
doubt.
truth out where it needs to go. So,
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
sir.
it was a great time, and like I said, great conversation. So, looking forward to seeing everybody Wednesday and Friday of next week.
No doubt. Damn, I feel awkward, man.
How so?
Damn, I'm so used to doing it every day. I'm so used to doing it every day.
Oh, saying it like that. Hey, that's what happens, man. That's what happens.
Yeah, man. I'm so used to doing it every day.
It
I-
becomes part of the pattern.
It becomes part of the pattern, man. It becomes part of what we do.
Yep.
It's it's weird. It's weird. Um, guys, thank you for being here. Could have been a place. You know what we're trying to do with the reads, what we are doing with the reads is giving you the understanding, us reading the book, right? And connecting. Uh Lyric said it, and I can't say it any better than the way she said it. It's not just about the text. So if you think it's just about the text, you're wrong. It's also about the voice, because sometimes we can get lost in the text. We gave that example this morning about how many times we get into arguments about misunderstanding text because we don't understand how they mean it, because certain phrases can be taken in so many different ways. It's the same thing with the scriptures. Same thing. Sometimes we get so caught up in the word and not his voice, who speaks the word. This is why the Lord tells you that there are many that do honor him with their mouth, but their hearts are far from him. He will speak to you through your heart, and you'll hear his voice. So, guys, that's what we're doing with the read. And I deeply apologize for not being here Monday, but we will continue with Second Kings. The second week, after this week, the following week, we will continue, and we will do our best to give you the Lord's word and give it to you raw with no traditional lens, religious lens, but we're going to give it to you through Christ's words. So, guys, take 10 or 15 minutes to just be in awe of what the Lord is doing. He's doing a whole lot, right? There's a change. There's a dramatic change is happening because he's not just about information. He is about transformation. So, guys, please, the one thing that we don't have too much of, we waste a whole lot. It's time. Please don't take time for granted. We've done enough of that. Please. Yeah, I guess 5:30. I guess 5:30, butterfly. 5:30, I guess. Let me see. Yeah, 5:30 it is. So, guys, take the time to just accept Christ your Lord and Savior. All right, man. So, that being said, Big Ant, I love you, brother. You know, the Lord for you every night, for you and your family. I thank the Lord for um the village. Man, I love you guys, man. I thank the Lord for you guys. You're never gonna find another place like this, man. That people that are sincere about what they do, and come together and pray for one another, and people can talk about the issues, and people actually care. It's hard to find a place like that, if any, right? It's just hard, and I'm thankful that the Lord is giving us a place. Uh,
Amen to that.
yeah, we love you too, Miss Carrington. And they said, Bold TV, do not get up and read the word on your days off. Hey, we're gonna do that. I'm
It just won't be. It just won't be super early.
It just won't be super early, even though I'm up early already. In my head, I'm up. My eyes are still closed, but in my head, I'm up because I'm so used to getting up so early. So, it's not gonna be. It's gonna take some time getting used to not coming on 6:40. Well, usually 6:50 because 6:40 we usually you know. That's a beautiful thing, guys. Thank you for being here, man. And it's a beautiful thing, man. People that don't know each other, but yet we speak to each other like we love each other because we do. Something genuine.
That's it.
It's not, that's isn't that crazy how the Lord can bring people together? Just bring us
Well,
together.
well, that's how it's going to be in heaven.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Guys, with that being said, man, have a blessed day. As we are in Saturday. And we may do a stream since we're not doing early in the morning once or twice. I gotta fill something in, and so I'll talk to you, man. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. I love you, man. Have a blessed
All right,
weekend,
bro.
Lord. All right, baby. Or Lord willing, we'll see you guys when we see you. Love yourselves and each other. God bless you. Love you. Good night.
All right. Good night. Love you too, man. Good night.
All right, baby.